used to believe that family meant safety that bled, no matter how strange, held some kind of sanctuary. But that illusion shattered the day my sister struck my 7-year-old son hard enough to knock out a tooth for nothing more than laughing too loudly at a cartoon. What broke me even more wasn't just her act of cruelty, but the way my parents watched it all unfold and they laughed. It started on a suffocatingly hot afternoon in June. My old window unit couldn't keep up with the heat, and they had no more choice but to bring my son, Zain, over to my parents' house for the weekend. They had central air, and my boy had been struggling with asthma lately. He thought maybe the clean air and the space would do him good. He should have known better. From the moment we arrived, he could feel the tension wrap around my neck like a noose. My sister, Shazia, was already there. She lived with my parents proudly unemployed, calling herself a full-time influencer. Though no one had seen a dime come from her Instagram page, she was the golden child, the perfect daughter, the one they always chose. He, on the other hand, was the mistake, the leacher, the single mother who had ruined her life by keeping a child whose father had vanished before the pregnancy test even dried. But my son, my little Zain, was everything to me. Bright, curious, and full of love. He had a laugh that could melt steel. And for a moment that Saturday afternoon, he forgot where we were and he let him enjoy a cartoon on the living room TV. He had found an old Tom and Jerry episode. And when Tom's head got squashed like an accordion, Zain burst into the kind of hysterical, belly deep laughter only children can manage. That's when it happened. Shazia came storming down the stairs like a lioness in heels, her face twisted, eyes sharp with annoyance. He turned to ask what was wrong, but before he could speak, she walked straight up to Zain, who was still laughing, and slapped him across the face. The room went silent except for the small, sharp click of something hitting the tile floor. His tooth, a clean, white baby tooth, bleeding at the root, lay on the ground like a piece of shattered innocence. Zain clutched his face and whimpered. His eyes were wide, confused, scared. "Mom," he whispered. And my heart dropped. I rushed to him, scooping him into my arms, checking his mouth, trying to stop the blood. He sobbed into my shirt. And tried to become strong, but my hands were shaking. "What the hell is wrong with you?" I screamed at Shazia. "He's just a kid." She didn't even flinch. She crossed her arms, rolled her eyes, and sighed. "If you raised him with manners, maybe he'd know not to screech like a banshee in someone else's house." It turned to my parents, expecting outrage, a defense, anything. But they just laughed. My father shook his head, chuckling. "Well, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree."
I stared at them, mouth open, the taste of betrayal bitter in my throat. I held Zain tighter, whispered to him that we were leaving, that everything would be okay. But I wasn't sure it would. As I picked up our things, I heard my father call out, "Don't bother coming back crying when the world chews you up. We've done enough raising you and your bastard." That word hit harder than the slap. Bastard. He wasn't just insulting. My son, he was erasing him, making him a stain, a mistake. We walked out of that house that day and never looked back. That night, I held Zain in my arms as he slept with cotton stuffed in his cheek. I looked at the little gap in his smile and wept quietly, not just for the pain he endured, but because I had let him near people I knew were toxic. I had made the mistake of believing they could change. But no more. I reported the assault. The police weren't much help, claiming it was a family matter, and with no permanent damage done, just a baby tooth. They said there wasn't much they could do unless I wanted to pursue it civilly. But a lawyer costs money, and I didn't have any to spare. So I made a different kind of vow. I enrolled in night classes, picked up extra shifts, and slowly built a new life. A better one. Zain's laughter eventually returned. and though it now carried a faint hesitation, it was still there. A spark of who he was. And that spark was my reason to keep going. Years later, Zayn would stand on a stage, wearing a cap and gown, his high school valedictorian medal shining on his chest. I clapped louder than anyone, tears streaming down my face. My useless kid was now on his way to a full scholarship in mechanical engineering. Shazia still lived with my parents, still scrolling through Instagram, chasing fame in a house filled with bitterness and hollow pride. She had become a prisoner of their approval, and I was finally free. Sometimes, breaking away from the ones who should love you the most is the only way to find real peace. And sometimes, the family you leave behind is the best gift you can ever give your child.